I'll call on Vice Chancellor Denise Maybank to give her report. Vice Chancellor.
Thank you, Chairperson Arvanites. Since our last meeting in June, much has transpired to get us started with a new year, and it's well underway. I'm sure you're going to hear more about this from Chairperson Redden, but our USS had a wonderful retreat at Hunter Mountain and invited a bunch of us to show up, and we were able to learn a lot about what they had planned for the year and just to listen to them coming into their own. Their nominations were held on September 28th, and they will have elections on October 19th. So we will have new appointees to our committees, new appointees to our spaces and interactions, and certainly a new appointee to this committee. So thank you, Chairperson Redden, for all that you've done. The BMI, the Black Male Initiative, celebrated its 20th anniversary last week, Thursday and Friday, and had outstanding events, a gala on Thursday night, recognizing a number of significant people in the community and from the history that is CUNY. And then on Friday had the conference at Medgar Evers College and invited back the former president of Medgar Evers College, Dr. Thompson. So it was amazing to be in that space, to be there with him and with everyone crowding around and wanting to be there as a part of that experience. And so it is an historic event in our history, but a wonderful celebration for all who participated. Coming up, CUNY Leads students are headed to Albany on October 23rd to participate in the Disability Employment Awareness Month event that focuses on the governor's initiative to assure a reasonable percent of the state's jobs are made available to those with disabilities. And so we're excited about what will happen with that, and Ray Perez will be leading that group of students, and Ray joins us today. On October 30th, our CUNY College Connect conference will happen, and that is a partnership we've had with the Gates Foundation to look at peer mentoring opportunities across the university. And so it particularly has focused on specific campuses to help build the way in, a pathway in for our students to ramp up and to come into the CUNY experience with a better understanding based on their interactions with their peers, who can pave the way for them and help them understand just how to be successful. And so I'm going to stop there because I have more, because we have show and tell later on, and I want to make sure that you get a full opportunity to participate. So thank you, Chairperson Benitez.
Okay. Thank you, Vice Chancellor Maybank. The action item 2 is the approval of minutes for June 9th, 2025 meeting. I move to approve action item 2A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That's unanimous. That's passed. With no items on the policy calendar, we'll now move to informational items. Item 2A, report by University Student Senate. I call on Trustee and Chairperson University Student Senate Daniel Redden to present his item.
Thank you. Chair Vanites, I will begin.
By all means. Tech Center.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Chair Vanites, again for giving me the floor, and I want to thank each and every one of us here today at the committee meeting today to give me the opportunity to share the legacy report of the University Student Senate. So, there we go. A little delay. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, we wanted to just serve as a partner with the university. It was simple, right? This is our philosophy that guided us throughout the year, was to work with the university and work with the budget that was sent by the university to identify things in the budget that was student friendly and things that we can advocate for and speak with one voice on, right? And so this is the story of how I and my administration was able to do that this year and how we put that into practice. So, simple, right? This year was a year of advocacy. It was a year of going to multiple legislative committees and testifying. It was a year of tangible results and giving money directly to students and putting money directly in their pocket. It was a year of data-driven advocacy, of collecting signatures, of looking at policies and things we could forward. Oh, okay. So, thank you so much. Yeah.
Get into your flow.
Yeah, that's what I do. I will sit down.
You gotta move around.
Yeah.
A lot of energy.
Yeah, it was a year of mobilizing leaders, right, from the city to DC. It was a year of student participation in institutional working groups, and so we also were guided by a mission and a vision and priorities legislatively that we called BUILD, right? It's basic needs, unlocking academic and career potential, transportation, leveraging the resource for student support, so especially disability support, and driving innovation and technology to make sure that CUNY moves in lockstep with the technological advancements of the day. And so we can have a plan, but only action is the thing that moves that plan into reality, right? Talk is cheap. And so we testified at countless New York City council committee meetings, so much so that Dinowitz kind of expected us to be at each and every one, and we were. We partnered with other student coalitions, such as NYPIRG and PSC, in order to hold a mayoral forum where multiple Democratic candidates came out. We testified in the New York State Legislature, Albany, right? We attended key legislative conferences in Albany as well, such as Caucus and SOMOS, to build those political alliances and build that political capital. And we partnered with NYPIRG and CUNY to hold the Higher Education Action Day hearing, where we lobbied directly with legislators, people in the Senate and in the state, on behalf of higher education. And this is me pictured at a rally. This is the first time I ever spoke at a rally, but it went well. It was fun. And lastly, for the first time in years, CUNY students joined CUNY in general to CUNY Day on the Hill to advocate directly to federal legislators. It's fun. So what did this bring? What did this do, right? As I said, our main driver for advocacy was ultimately funding, right? So in dollars, what did this equal? And so in the adopted fiscal year 26 budget, we had money for food insecurity that we advocated for, childcare, mental health was an important thing we talked about, right? Specifically food insecurity, we talked about pantries. I remember in particular back and forth with Senator, I forget her name, but she really recognized that and she supported that. We advocated for ACE, right, and ASAP and CUNY Reconnect was a big one. We advocated for the PEGs. We advocated for just innovation in technology. We advocated for capital as well, and those translated to dollars. So not only did we advocate for these CUNY budget request items, we also advocated for transportation. And this was a multi-year, multi-administration effort that I picked up when I got in. And we advanced the mission. So it was a data-informed approach. We did petitions for signatures. We passed resolutions. We talked to students, and that culminated in the commuter grant pilot program being included in the official CUNY fiscal year 26 budget request, the first time ever a student request was included in the CUNY budget request as well. And so this is an op-ed that we're seeing in AM New York by the by the chair of the Higher Ed Committee, Dinowitz, and he held a committee, a Higher Education New York City Council committee called Removing Small Financial Barriers for CUNY Students, where the highlight of this committee hearing was the Free MetroCard Initiative, something unprecedented. And so in this op-ed, it's a symbol of the raised awareness of the free transportation movement and a symbol of the work that we put in throughout the year. As within, so without, right? We obviously externally, on behalf of the institution, advocated, right? But you also have to work within the institution as well to make sure that that is a balanced approach, and it was. I know you appreciate the CSI photo.
I see what you're doing in that
You
one.
know what I'm saying? Had to. But many things CUNY students needed, right? Such as an improved transfer policy, like, going in between CUNY campuses should be a seamless process. And students have to be involved in these institutional conversations, right? Because we are the people it's affecting ultimately. And with under my administration, students are involved in every single big institutional change. Like, for example, the freedom of expression and academic freedom working group that I'm a part of. It's creating the policy for freedom of expression for the entire CUNY system. This is something that's on the forefront of every student's mind right now, right? The e-permit process, the CUNY First portal revamp, right? The CUNY First portal is something that students interact with every single day, and it could use a bit of an upgrade, and so we're working on that. And the login looks a lot cleaner now, and we cannot wait to show you what we've been working on. And who doesn't like free money? I know students definitely do. And for the first time in years, the CUNY University Student Senate has held a scholarship, and we gave upwards of more than $80,000 directly to the people who need it the most in CUNY students. And we also connected our students to just jobs, right? And the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute and the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, I want to thank them personally for coming and speaking directly to our delegates and sharing the opportunities that they have available and giving us a pathway to a career. So this year is not, these achievements aren't mine. It takes a village. And I just want to, take a moment to thank my team, the vice chairs that I work with, the executive director, Joseph, each and every one of my team, but also to the board as well. Like, this has been the honor of my life to be the student representative and to be the chairperson of the University Student Senate. And so I want to thank you, Michael, for letting me give these presentations in your committee. And just a lot of love, public safety, thank you. And so this is a strong foundation. I think that USS, we built it up this year to be a community of love, right? And that was punctuated by our first plenary meeting on the nomination meeting on the 28th, where we had so many new people, new delegates who we couldn't even get seats for everybody. It was amazing, and it's just a testament to the community that we've built. And so I look forward to continuing the work. Right, the work is never finished, and CUNY. I'm just a kid from Brownsville, Brooklyn, who grew up in foster care. Right, and I came to CUNY and I became something, and all thanks to this institution. And I just want to make sure that every student has that same opportunity, and they do. And that's the work that I'll continue to do without the role. And so, thank you.
Well, Trustee Rudden, you will always were somebody. We got the benefit of your service for a year, and I like to say past this prologue, I know for a fact this isn't the last time we're going to hear your name associated with something great, and you don't get out of CUNY that easy. But I know that you've built a real foundation for your fellow students, something to be very proud of, and you should be. Are there any questions or comments besides my own? Excellent. We'll have more time to address your you have one more board meeting left?
Yes, I do. Yeah, on the 27th.
So we'll leave that for the board work as opposed to the committee work.
Yes,
Moving on to item number 2 on the information items. We have a demonstration of deaf and hard of hearing accessibility technology and tools. I will invite Vice Chancellor Maybank and Luanda Miller, University Deaf and Hard of Hearing Student Accessibility Manager, to present this item.
Thank you again. So, I begin with a quote.
Of course.
Surprise, surprise. From Linda Thompson. Our uniqueness, our individuality, and our life experience molds us into fascinating beings. September is Deaf and Hard of Hearing Awareness Month, a time dedicated to celebrating the deaf and hard of hearing community while raising awareness about their experiences, unique challenges, and the importance of accessibility. We didn't meet in September, but you still get the benefit of hearing more about it. So today we want to raise your awareness of the ways in which CUNY lifts New York for members of the deaf and hard of hearing community. There are 180,000 deaf and hard of hearing people who live in New York City. In the United States, among people aged 25 to 64, there are an estimated 22.7% of deaf people who have completed a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to 38.4% of hearing people. We are closing that gap. We are about creating welcoming spaces while expanding accessibility and opportunity for those who are deaf and hard of hearing and seeking to further their education. We hosted the inaugural Deaf and Hard of Hearing Student Success Pep Rally and Orientation on Thursday, August 21st at Gutman Community College. I'm going to invite Dr. Carrie Shockley, who is our Assistant Vice Chancellor for Inclusion, to come up and teach us the chant that they learned at the pep rally.
Please introduce yourself for the record.
Me.
Just
Okay,
please,
over this way.
please introduce yourself for the record,
Yes.
please.
Carrie Shockley, Assistant Vice Chancellor, Student Inclusion Initiatives, Student Affairs. Thank you for having me. So at the pep rally, we first talked about why we do a chant, right? So chants are to build morale, encourage, or to express that we're in agreement with one another and we're going to do collective work. And so what I'd like for you to do is copy what I do, okay? And it's fairly easy, you know, a little bit of sign, really easy. But it's just the alphabet. We're going to spell CUNY and then a clap, 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 okay?
Okay.
So C, oh, you're already ahead of me, right? C, U, N, Y, clap, clap, clap. Okay? C, U, N, Y, clap, clap, clap. C, U, N, Y, clap, clap, clap. Okay? C, U, N, Y, clap, clap, clap. Last time, C, U, N, Y, clap, clap, clap. CUNY.
All right. So now, if you don't have anything else you can sign, you can sign CUNY. At this point, I really do have the privilege of introducing Dr. Lee-Wanda Miller, who is our University Deaf and Hard of Hearing Student Accessibility Manager. And she is joined by Ismari Rodriguez from Bronx Community College, who is a second semester sophomore in accounting, who is a part of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Committee. She participated in the CCSD Leadership Retreat and is a member of her campus women's club. So, Dr. Miller, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today and to share the awesome things that CUNY is doing for our deaf and hard of hearing students. Dr. Maybank has already introduced in many ways a lot of the reason why we do what we do. And Dr. Shockley, the same, showed how we continue to engage our students in what we do. But the real point is that we're about access, inclusion, and belonging. One of the things that we're very clear about is that our students we don't want them just to come to a college and just be students. We want them to be a part of the CUNY family. And so part of that is making sure that we don't just accommodate, but that we provide access so we can have equity, right? That is our goal. And the ways that we've done that in disability services is always to let them know that, yes, we can provide you with wonderful opportunities, as Daniel was able to share. But we want to go beyond that. We want you to have clear success, not only in your classes, but on our campuses, because ultimately you'll have that same success in the world. And so with that being said, for us in the community of CUNY and Deaf and Hard of Hearing, we look at communication it matters. Many of our students use American Sign Language. At this time, Ismari is currently having ASL interpretation while we speak. Now, normally you would often have a person in the room, but through the wonderful initiatives of CUNY that I'll talk about later, thanks to Dr. Maybanks, Dr. Shockley, Raymond Perez, and all of you, that we've been able to provide these wonderful, innovative ways to give students access beyond classrooms and internships, on trips, some of them in counseling and advisement, and various places. Community matters. One of the things that is very important about the deaf community, and as Mary could obviously speak about it better than I can, but that there is a sense of community and being with one another. They like to be in person, talking, fellowshipping, not necessarily off to the side and everyone else is talking and they're there and no one's there to communicate with them. That was one of our major goals in looking at how can we creatively and innovatively be able to make sure we have full inclusion on our campuses. Then it was collaboration. Everybody wants to belong. All of our students come to CUNY not just to say, I'm getting a degree, but they want to be able to have fellowship, connection, network. We talk about all these things. That's why we build them in these wonderful programs, so they could go out into that world and be able to represent one of the greatest university there is, right? And so what that means, we needed to create places of belonging. How are we going to do that? By bridging the communication gap, by creating spaces for them to feel included and letting them know that they belong. We had to eliminate every barrier and all the accommodation barriers so that each would be accepted. So what was the key piece? Dr. Maybrink already mentioned it. I hope you can hear me. We have at current for the fall 25 semester 46 students who are deaf and 209 that are hard of hearing. That is at current base, but we know we have countless more. Many of our students don't come to the Disability Service Office readily. Many of them mask, many of them are not always easy and ready to self-identify because they feel different types of shame. They feel that they're not gonna be received or accommodated. But what we've been doing is making sure through the Deaf Pep Rally, through workshops, we've had MTA come in to make sure they know that there's access in those ways. We've provided so many opportunities for them to know that CUNY is concerned and is involving them. So one of our concerns that we had to address first was the cost savings. Our campuses have been crying out for help. Students need access, but finances and costs are extremely high. So one of the things that we started to do first was change the narrative. We stopped saying high cost accommodations and we said high value accommodations. That may seem like a very simple conversation, but words matter. When we say high cost, it immediately monetizes the deaf and hard of hearing person rather than allowing them to be the student, just like all of the students coming in and needing support. And so once we turned that around, we then sought for creative ways, innovative ways, to make sure that our students knew that CUNY was prepared for them to be here and succeed. So what did we do? We started to look at these ways in which we can engage our students so that when they come on campus, they don't have to wait for services, that services are already there welcoming them when they show up. So as you can see, these are some of the things that we have brought today for you to try out that our campuses have. We were really grateful that this past year we were able to provide to all 26 of our campuses each one of these particular technologies. The Ubi Duo, which allows them to come in and do typing simultaneously. So imagine if an interpreter is not present, the Ubi Duo is here. If someone shows up, they don't have to be deaf or hard of hearing. They could be someone who's neurodiverse, who's selectively mute, someone who's nonverbal, but will choose to be able to communicate through that simultaneously so the person that's on the other side is able to engage. Then we had the Phonax, the Rogers system. Long ago was the days where you had the big headphones on and the big piece here that often brought shame and uncertainty. Now you have this simple neck loop that you could put and hide even under your clothes, and it will amplify sound with a desk mic so that that student can be sitting all the way over there and still be able to hear the professor lecturing here or their classmate talking there. But now access, inclusion is happening. The biggest one that has been our greatest desire, excitement is sign glasses. And you've already learned some sign language, so this is S, this is G, sign glasses, right? Sign glasses, you put it right next to you. And what sign glasses does is do exactly this. In that little corner, you'll see that's actually a camera. It can immediately begin to capture the lection for each student. What's wonderful about that, when Ismani or other students go to class, they may either have a live note taker or a note taking app. Now she can have glasses on if she chooses, record the lecture, and at the same time have interpreting in the other eye, have captioning in the other eye. And so when she takes picture of this of the lecture, professor's here, interpreter's here, and she's able to, when she goes home, looks back at the video, she can see everybody in one screen. Do you know how amazing that is? When most times she has to spend more time looking up, looking around, looking down, and thus missing. And so this absolutely has helped in tremendous way, but I won't steal her thunder. So you'll get a chance to actually see what it's like to have captioning in the eye and visit, as well as having the interpreter. We have glasses and things here for you to try. It doesn't have to only be on the glass. You can have it on your phone or a tablet, which you'll see there. And again, we are so grateful to the city, CUNY, because you were able to provide all of this to our students. So each of the campuses has this, and I can tell you already they're using it. Our campuses are saving in so many ways, having our students use this because of the cost savings that comes with it. But the benefit of having this is not just the glasses and service, but they have access to a platform where they can save transcripts, where they can book services, where they can even respond to the practitioners, whether they found them helpful or not. They could share information. They can do reports. They can do invoicing. So now campuses also have a way to manage budgets, all through this one central platform. But this is why I'm here. Because guess what? You not only provided access, you not only included them and made them belong, but you also did it by saving some funds, right? And one of the things that's been really great about sign glasses is that though it provides this technology, you can see that those glasses, the full system over there, $2,800. The Ubi Duo that allows that seamless communication, just under $4,000. The Phonex that amplifies, that can also be used without the neck loop and connect with other technology. So a lot of these things are flexible and connected with other technology, is under $2,000. For under $9,000, we have now allowed our campuses, all 26, to become more accessible, inviting, and welcoming to those who hear differently. But that's just part of the savings. The other part has been with the services. Now, our campuses have been crying out, we need some services that will not be as so costly. Each campus has different agencies they use, or they have staff interpreters. Now, through sign glasses, we can bundle services and have not only interpreting, we can have cart and typewell in one place. And by having that, we've been able to reduce the cost of service. We've been able to, rather for an agency that will require 2 hours, we only have 1 hour with sign glasses. That's another cost savings. Whether they would ask us for 30 minutes for that time, we'd be able to give them 15 minutes. So you find that now we can get more for our money. The scenario that I can show you here, you can see it very clearly. You know, where we would normally be required to have 2, sometimes or more interpreters. With one, we were able to have a cost savings of between $4,000 to over $6,000 for a class, for one student per semester. For CART, which normally ranges at $175, $145, or $250, we have it here through them for $110 an hour. And so with that, that gives us over a $12,000 plus cost savings. And that doesn't beat with some of our campuses that have staff interpreters, where they're able to pair sign glasses interpreters with their in-person interpreters. We're finding some wonderful ways to be able to do this work. But again, I'm talking too much. I think it's the students that need to talk to you. And so now you can hear from Glendy, one of our students from Queens College, a senior that'll be graduating in the spring.
Hi, my name is Glendy. I'm from Green College. Sunglasses have given me not only equal education in the classroom, but also the opportunity to fully experience college life alongside with my peers. Able to participate in hands-on events like Suicide Prevention Month, Plum Day, Halloween painting, and many other activities. It also made it easier for me to attend meetings with different departments like I need to resolve an issue with financial aid office. With sunglasses, I can use multiple cameras, include my phone, tablet, laptop, or even the smart glasses themselves. This is a big game changer for students because it expands just beyond the classroom. As more students use this platform, they will love it. The sunglasses team is amazing to work with. They're able to schedule a section on a last minute notice. There's always someone available to help with issues. Their customer support is top notch.
That's Glendy, you all. I am so excited. This senior who once felt like she couldn't get involved, she couldn't, now through this sign glasses and this system, has now been able to join things before she graduated. She was so excited. She did this video, I don't know how many times, because she wanted you to hear her voice and know how deeply appreciative she is for the opportunity. And now Ismari will begin to share with you her experience with sign glasses.
Hello, my name is Mari. I'm a student at CUNY College, and last semester was my first, and it was overwhelming. I'll be honest with you, coming into a new school, but with the disability services was amazing. Had the interpreter, things were moving along. Sometimes though, the interpreter wouldn't show up. Maybe he got sick. Maybe it was a last minute cancellation. Something. There were concerns, but over time. We relied more on other systems, the SUNY or the sign glasses system, and at the same time, I could use my phone. And oftentimes, though, before that, if I had to use a remote interpreter or a virtual interpreter through the phone, it would eat up my battery, and really wouldn't, wasn't ideal. So with sign glasses, first time I placed them on my face, I remember thinking, whoa, this is perfect. It was clear, it was accessible, and there was also the ability for me to, there was no limitations to, hours or, when I go to class, sometimes if an interpreter had to take a break or whatever, I always had the glasses there with me. I was ready to go at a moment's notice, and I've continued to use that. Disability services has been a great assistance to me in my education. After graduation, I plan to move on to go to Hunters for my further education, and have that's my purpose in life, moving forward towards that end.
So as you can see, it has so many benefits and it has changed so many of their experiences. So now what we would like to do is to give you the opportunity to join us in an actual technical demonstration. We've already used sign glasses, not just with students individually, and you could also see Glendy there using all the technology, the Ubi Duo and sign glasses. She really engages it, and the office at Queens College has done a remarkable job. but you also see us using sign glasses on the side for our pep rally for the captioning. We've let a lot of schools know, go beyond just deaf and hard of hearing. Yes, this is for them. It became an access point, but we're talking about inclusion. So we want all of our students to be able to have access to the information. So if you would like, I'd love for you to be able to come and try some of these glasses. It is a touch screen, so all you have to do, and you can put it over your glasses. On the side is the touch, just as if you were touching your own screen. You touch one slightly forward or back, and you touch one time to hold to use it. So what I'm gonna do is move it straight to, and there you go, captioning is happening. Yeah, oh, you got it, you got it, okay, yes. Come up, there's a bunch of this technology over here. So now you get the opportunity to see, also on the devices, I have technology set up. You can try these
How's
and
that?
tap them on. You can see the same things
Trustee
here. So the
Alvarez.
same way
How's
that
that?
Ismari is using the services, right now, if I were to join the class, you can practically see how the captioning is happening. If you touch this one here, and this is just to give you some insight on what it's like. If you joined, guess what? There's an interpreter right there, right? With the other set of glasses, tap them. You can try them on, pass them around. You can get that opportunity to have this student engagement with it. Again, another interpreter on scene. This is the Ubi Duo. So would you mind demonstrating with me? Just start to type whatever you feel. Hi. Do you notice that quickly how at the same time that we're talking, it's also writing out. So there's no breaking in the time that we're doing things. You can literally just type at the same time and have that seamless communication, right? And so we encourage you, I know they're funny. And what I'll do is I'll bring this around to the other side so that you all can see. Imagine having students come and now they need to have access, whether it's there on a tablet, in the glasses, like how Ismari has, or even on your phone. You can literally be on your phone, request service, and still be able to have access to interpreting or closed captioning. And so on behalf of the deaf and hard of hearing students of the City University of New York, Ismari and myself and Glendy, thank you, thank you, thank you for investing in the deaf and hard of hearing students of the university. They are soaring. They are excited, and it's all because you saw that they were worth the investment. So thank you.
Okay, I have my closing quote, but please feel free to continue to explore. This is show and tell. You remember second grade. You had to show up with something, but you had to talk about it, and then you had to be able to let people experience it. So that's what we're doing today. So my closing quote is from Marley Maitland. Every one of us is different in some way, but for those of us who are more different, we have to put more effort into convincing the less different that we can do the same things they can, just differently. And that is what we are about. We are about moving this forward in ways that allow our students to interact and be a part of the full CUNY experience to fulfill their destiny from whatever position, approach, and perspective they come. They too will succeed. So, thank you.
So this is the way you clap in sign language.
Okay.
This is the way you say thank you. This, right? Right. And so we appreciate all of you today for listening to all of the concerns that deaf and hard of hearing students have here at the university. Thank you, and we appreciate you.
And we have such a privilege in having Dr. Miller as a part of our team, because she brings us this amazing technology, and we are leading in the state. Everybody else is following us. I just want you to know, SUNY's trying to figure out what we did, how we did it, and how we're getting it done. So,
That is the truth. I have to say, the National Deaf Center, the National Technical Institute of Deaf, in Rochester Institute of Technology, throughout, I've gone to a head, and they have been amazed at what CUNY is doing. What you're doing here is groundbreaking, and many have not even caught on. So again, thank you.
Thank you, and I don't sign, but thank you. I have a very severely disabled, nonverbal, autistic brother, so I just want to tell you how this hits, personally for me, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate what you're doing here. And I thought my Ray-Ban Metas were cool, but now. I have, my first boss is actually, he's a federal judge, and he has macular degeneration. He uses those to read, letters that are sent to him as a judge. So I'm sure there's more technology that we can explore, and feel free to come to this committee and follow up with Vice Chancellor Maybank for anything that our disabled students need, because being disabled doesn't mean you're unable.
Right.
And thank you very much for.
how do I say you're welcome? How do I say you're welcome?
You're welcome. She said,
Just-
you're welcome.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of attending the CCSD Student Leadership Retreat over the summer, and I went in as just as a member of the board and as a representative of this wonderful institution, but I left as family, and they welcomed me, treated me with so much love, and my heart is with them, and I'm just so proud and happy of Ismari right now, being here in front of everyone and presenting, and Wanda, and I just had an opportunity to get to know everyone personally, and I'm just really happy to work with them on this assistive technology. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you. Just this is great. Being able to have these services means so much to our community that are in the school, that are brave enough to come to the school and try. Now we can get more students that feel that they can have access and will be less scared because of these technologies that we've been able to add. So thank you so much.
Any additional comments, questions? Let's see. I'm gonna put my glasses away. So. Make sure I didn't forget anything. With no more items on the agenda, I'll move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you
you.
very much, everybody.